Center Talk Radio, your in to all things music.
If there's anybody who's listening out there that's wondering how to get shows and how to book shows, is look at, artists that you respect and artists that you think you consider yourself similar to, and, get on their website, look at their tour history, find the clubs they play, and just start hammering out calls. I mean, you don't need a booking agent or a manager or anything at first. You just need persistence. I mean, it's a job like anything else. You call, they're not going to call you back right away. You might call 10 times or email, you call or email or whatever. And you just have to consistently do it until someone gets back to you. And when they do, then you stay on it.
This is Going to Get Loud, the working musician's ultimate guide to striking a new path through today's music industry. With your host, Paul Nicholas.
Liberation, and I want you, but you're not mine, you're not mine, you're not mine, you're not mine.
All right, guys, welcome to It's Going to Get Loud. It is 4 o'clock Eastern Time. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. You just heard the Kenneth Brian Band. We've got the gentlemen themselves here. We've got Kenneth Brian, lead vocals, lead guitar. We've got Travis Stevens on the line, who does that kick-ass harmony you just heard, and rhythm guitar. How you guys doing today?
Oh, doing good, Paul. How are you, man?
Hey.
Good. Thanks for being on the show, guys. I appreciate it. How are things out there on the West Coast there?
Doing good, man. We just did a festival this weekend, and just everything's going good. I did want to say something, man. Travis wanted to say that we were really sorry to hear about the Manchester attacks, and I'm not really sure on all the details. We just want to send love and prayers out to all those people.
Yeah, and myself included. We've got a lot of folks that we know out there in that part of the world, and that I saw that here from where I was last night. Absolutely shocked, and it's all these music videos that are getting hit, venues that are getting hit from the Bataclan and Paris to this, and, all that kind of stuff.
It's awful that music is targeted, and something that's helpful and healing for people. Seems to be the target for it. So, but I just wanted to say something about that. So we just send love out to all those people. But
absolutely.
But yeah,
absolutely.
Things are going good out here, and we just released a record and did the Malibu Guitar Festival this week, and just rolling along in beautiful California out here. So
trying to get
so you guys are getting quite a bit of. So you guys have had a bit of attraction. So you guys have some traction now. You guys have got a track from your EP Blackbird that's featured on the show Bloodline, which I'm a huge fan of that show, so I'm going to have to go rewatch that episode again.
Yeah, new season coming, yeah?
I love it. New season's coming out. I want to see who's killing who in this season and what's going on.
Yeah.
But you guys have also toured with Lucinda Williams and opened several shows. In 2016 was ZZ Top, right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
We were out with Lucinda for the better part of like 2.5 years, man, and that was amazing. We were playing at the Roxy one night out here. We were based in North Alabama at the time, but we were always on tour. We played at the Roxy, and Lucinda came out with her husband, Tom, and just flipped out, man, just loved it. And she came up, afterwards and said, she just was, elated and said, we're taking you on tour. We're getting you management. We're doing this and that. You hear that stuff all the time. But we were thinking, it was nice to meet her. But the next day, it was come over to the house. Let's get this thing together. And we ended up doing over 100 shows with her, so that was pretty amazing.
Really? Okay, now hold on. Let's back up there because I think there's a lot of that story that our folks would want to hear. So, what happened right when she said, "Hey, let's get this thing together"? What happened when you went over to the house next time? What were the steps involved there?
It was anything that's happened in my career has been pretty organic. It hasn't been. Up until recently, it hasn't been things that were facilitated by managers or lawyers or anything like that. It's always been from playing shows, being out on the road, and somebody hearing, the music and affecting them in some way, and then wanting to get involved. And that's what happened with Lucinda and Tom. She was just so struck by what we were doing, and that. We talked back and forth about the schedule, what we had going on, and if we wanted to come out on the road with them and open some shows. It started out as just one string of shows, as an opener, and it worked out so well that she kept us on for 2.5 years, which is a long time.
So when they sat you down and asked you and said, "So we're thinking of having you come out and open a bunch of shows," your immediate thought was, "Well, we'll have to go back and talk to some people and take a look at it." Right?
No.
Hell yeah.
We were in what's that place called over in Studio City, Kenneth? Talisside.
Yeah, Thai restaurant.
Yeah, we were at the Thai restaurant, and they were like, "Hey, how about this?" And we were like, "Yeah, let's do it."
So no, it was pretty much an immediate yes, man. I mean, we didn't have, there wasn't anything that was going to stop us from going out with Lou. I mean, she's, one of my heroes and just one of the greatest songwriters that ever lived. And, it's like when opportunities come up like that, you got to do them. It doesn't matter. I've had friends that have been on, they had big label deals and they get offered, stuff like that. And the label's telling them not to do it. And they're saying, no, we're going to go ahead and open for, whoever, CZ Top or whatever. But I mean, it was just one of these things that was meant to be, and it really helped, get the music to a lot of people, and she was
and so that's
gracious.
That's a lesson for the kids out there. We always, on this show, we're not trying to blow smoke at anyone. We're trying to give them the real deal on what's going on in the industry, the good, the bad, the ugly, the ups and the downs, and all that kind of thing. Because I think a lot of folks still think that it's, you're going to record one hit song and then you're going to be in the Malibu mansion with the $10 million supercar in your driveway. But that's not the deal. We try to tell them it is still about playing live shows, folks, and stop with the Twitter and social media, all these great things. That's all awesome, but get your ass out on stage. No,
I mean that's. Ultimately, it's not about any of that at all. I mean, a long time ago, somebody that I was meeting with in the music business asked me what I was involved in music for, and sorry, here we get. I think I was losing signal there. If I was in it for the money, and I said, it's just hello.
Yeah, I got you.
Hello?
Keep going.
Oh, okay. That was some strange dance music just came out of me from nowhere. So,
hey, it's a show about music. Come on.
That's right. But no, I mean, they asked me if I was in it for the money, and I said if I was in it for the money, I'd open up a string of 7-Elevens and sell Cokes or something. I mean, it's not to me, it's never been about that. It's been about purely, music itself and saying something and what's behind it, and spiritually what's behind it and the groove and how it affects people. It can take somebody away from their problems for, or whatever they're going through for 3 or 4 minutes or an hour at a show and transport someone somewhere else. And, and I focus on that, that's what I focus on. And I learned really young just to get in a band and go and, play your music for people all around, the country. And there's lots of ideas about how to shortcut to, stardom and everything like that. But I mean, it's, ultimately it comes down to having good songs and playing them well live and, or on television or wherever your, thing is, and just doing it over and over again and honing your craft. I mean, it's anything that you earn on a talent show and, I think can be taken away pretty quick. You know, the fans that we've earned in the last, 15 years on the road is, people that can't be taken away from you. Now, if you lose a record deal next
that's
week,
a phrase. I want to repeat that phrase for the kids because that's really important. You said the fans that we've earned being the key word there, folks, for everybody who's listening. The fans are what make you or break you, and they are earned. And you earn that through, like you said, performing well, doing great, treating them right, and all these kinds of things. They are not a means to an end. They are the end. It's about sharing those experiences.
And all the people that we have a lot of friends, me and Travis both, that are successful, people's, just whatever you want to call them, rock star musicians, people that have, made a lot of money and people that have done really well in the business. But all those people that I know, they're all still focused on the music. They really don't even, the rest of it, doesn't really hit them. I mean, it's, whether it's Chili Peppers or, Slash or whoever, any of these, Lucinda or, Billy Gibbons, they're not talking about their Porsche or whatever. They're talking about the show or the new thing, new song they just wrote, or they're talking about, talking to some fan after the show and how it affected them or what's behind it. It really is, in the end, all about the music and the conversation you're having with your crowd.
Yeah, absolutely. So I want to bring it back for a minute and get back to where you guys started. So tell me a little bit about how you guys started and then how you ended up getting those first shows. Well,
I think, me and Travis individually have been, playing music for a long time. I started playing guitar when I was about 11. And I grew up primarily in Gainesville, Florida, and there's a lot of great music there. And I would play with a lot of different people. And it was it's Old South, but it's a college town. So there was the good music scene, and there was, there were people going on the road all the time. And so I played guitar with a lot of different people, pretty much anybody that was leaving town, so I learned to do that at a pretty young age. And Travis, same thing. You want to pipe in, Travis?
Yeah, man. I had a band when I was a kid, and we started playing the same band I had, we started when we were like 11 years old. We were really, really bad. And, and we stayed together until we were like 20, and we got really pretty good. And, by the time we were like 13 and 14, we were writing songs that were, pretty passable. And, I went back recently and listened to some of that stuff, and I was like, all right, that's not, kids, And, but I lived in Charleston, West Virginia, and we had an all ages scene, that was way bigger than it should have been for a town that size. And, we would play Friday or Saturday night, and there would be 400 or 500 kids out, and, that was a cool thing to grow up in, and hone the craft, as Kenneth said. And then of course, when I was as soon as I was an adult, as soon as I got out of school and stuff, I moved to Nashville, and that's where I met Kenneth, and we hung out for years before it occurred to play music together.
I was, we were both doing individual, things. I was doing my thing solo, and he was doing his and playing with other people. But we always seemed to, get together at people's parties, or we would end up in the same place, and we'd always sing together. So when I got this thing together as Kenneth Brian Band, it was just like, okay, well, this dude I've always been able to play, have a conversation with musically, and he's a great singer, great harmony singer, and so it just made sense, and it works. But same thing, just focusing on the music and being on the road, pretty much. Has brought it to where it is.
Now I want to talk a little bit more about how you guys. Okay, so that's how you guys met. Now, tell me what you guys were doing to get your first set of shows, and then I want to talk in the next segment about how you guys actually got on tour and the realities of that. But so you started playing around Nashville, right? Is that correct, or were you guys doing Southeast tours?
I had already been. I was just using my name. I was just going by Kenneth Brian, and I was, doing like more hard edge, country rock kind of stuff. So I had already established a circuit, but I can tell you how I did that. I mean, if there's anybody listening out there that's wondering how to get shows and how to book shows, is look at, artists that you respect and artists that you think you consider yourself similar to, and, get on their website, look at their tour history, find the clubs they play, and just start hammering out calls. I mean, you don't need a booking agent or a manager or anything at first. You just need persistence. I mean, it's a job like anything else. You call, they're not going to call you back right away. You might call 10 times or email, you call or email or whatever. And you just have to consistently do it until someone gets back to you. And when they do, then you stay on it, And a lot of the shows don't, pay a lot at first or anything like that. They're going to do a door deal or throw you on as an opener if you're lucky for somebody, for an established band. But you just try to hook these shows up in a manner, that makes sense on a map, and that's basically the whole deal, is just, to get enough money to get down the line and do your thing. And, and whatever you have to do. I mean, everybody has a different bottom, I guess, but, growing up playing music, I slept in a lot of rest areas and a lot of Walmart parking lots and, and whatever. And it was all good because I was getting to do what I love to do. And so, I mean,
yeah, I spent many a night in the back of my SUV when I was touring. So I know what that's like.
Right, man. Yeah,
it's fun. Look, that's how bands, gel. It's not just about in the rehearsal space, it's that too.
Yeah.
But it's like, there's a certain kind of camaraderie that comes along with,
yes,
the Walmart
being in the trenches, right?
Yeah. And it's, that shapes you, makes you who you are, and, and it affects your music too, because, it sure gives you something, to write about.
And there you guys go, cut out. There you go.
What's that, Travis?
Never mind, you cut out again, but you're back.
Yeah, but not only does it provide you with the, the first, leg up in your career by, being willing to go out and burn it out on the road, but it gives you, material to write about, because all the things that happen on the road and how your life is affected in one way or another. So,
oh my God! So there's an infinite amount of material when you start doing that. We're going to get into a little bit about. I want to talk a little bit more about how you guys got from that first group of shows to actually getting on that tour. That's what most bands really, really, really are struggling with: how to get from going local to regional to national. Sure. So we're going to check that out on the next segment. But we've got the gentleman from the Kenneth Brian Band. And here, Kenneth Brian and Travis Stevens. We are going to be back after we pay a couple of bills on this awesome Tuesday. This is Going to Get Loud. I am your host, Paul Nicholas, so we will see you back here in just a couple of minutes. Stick around, folks.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
You know what's all around you every waking moment of your life? Marketing. You're choking on it. I'm Scott Robertson, and when it comes to strategic PR, branding, and marketing, I've seen it all. And actually, I'm still seeing it because bad marketing never sleeps. Join me each week on May the Best Brand Win, right here on Intertalk Radio, and learn how to make the marketing for your brand unforgettable.
This is Jackie Bertoni from Jackie's Groove. Come join me weekly on my journey through the music business as I take you behind the velvet rope, interviewing industry notables such as Al Di Meola, Michael McDonald, and Al Jarreau, to name but a few. Listen to their stories on being in the studios recording #1 hits and onto the stages throughout the globe. Allow me to be your music historian. You can hear me live every Monday at 2 p.m. and every Wednesday at 12 noon Pacific Standard Time or 24/7 on jackiesgroove.com. Ready to get your groove on?
Hi, I'm Tim Dolbear, the host of Sound Experience on Intertalk Radio. Each week, I talk with top professional audio engineers, producers, musicians, and the manufacturers that make the tools that we use in the studio each and every day. From capturing the perfect take to mastering your final release, and the tools and how the pros use them, we are going to dive deep into their process and learn from their experience. I look forward to you joining us each week on Sound Experience with me, your host, Tim Dolbear.
This is going to get loud. The working musician's ultimate guide to striking a new path through today's music industry. With your host, Paul Nicholas.
I bet you're looking out the window, watching the towns go by, or maybe talking to some stranger with your heart in your eye. And I'm out here on this black tie.
You guys were just listening to the Kenneth Brian Band. We have Kenneth Brian on lead vocals and Travis Stevens here in the studio. So you guys just had a new album come out. It's called With Lions and was released on May 19th. Is that correct?
Correct. Yeah, we just released it at the Malibu Guitar Festival last weekend. So it was.
How does it feel? It's kind of like giving birth.
Do what?
I said it's kind of like giving birth, getting done with an album.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. It's exactly. It feels great to have the thing out and moving, and it was the whole process was real organic, very stress free, and just it was a lot of work. I mean, that's the other thing. Like, so you got an album release. I mean, you have to do everything that comes around it. As far as press stuff and the shows and showing up places, and I mean, it's just like.
And radio shows like this.
Yeah, and radio shows like this, man. Exactly.
And we're hopefully we'll make it kind of painless for you guys. But
this is what we. This is what you work for, so that you can get more work. And it's really a blessing to be able to do this kind of stuff. I know a lot of some people kind of gripe, oh, you got to do this about this. And man, we love it. I still love it all as much as I did when I was a kid. I mean, it's the joy of it has never gone away, even if it's even if there's only 2 hours of sleep every night or 3 hours of sleep, whatever. I enjoy every part of it. Not just saying that. It's it's wonderful.
Yeah, I definitely know what that's like. And let me ask you this, though. You guys, you're touring with some rock and roll royalty, right? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, we got. Steve Ferrone is playing drums. Steve Ferrone played with, he plays with Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, and Eric Clapton, all these people over the years. But he's been in the Heartbreakers for like 25 years, and we met him. This is a bizarre story. I'll give you the short of it. But Travis was at Starbucks in Studio City here in L.A. and ran into Steve Perry from Journey, and they became buddies, and Perry invited him out to this get-together he was having, and Steve Ferrone was there, and he invited him out to see us, invited both of them out to see us play, opening up for Lucinda at the Regent Theater here in Los Angeles. And Ferrone came out, and then he, another thing like Lucinda, I mean, he loved it. He was just like, he said, if you ever need anything, just let me know. And, I'd love to be involved in some way. So when we moved from base camp from Nashville to out here, because everything we had going on was out here, opening up for Lucinda, she based out here. We had a session and a few things happening. And, our drummer was back in Nashville, and we thought, okay, we need a drummer. Who should we get? And me and Travis were talking about it. I said, man, let's call Ferrone, man. Maybe he'll do it, and he's, Travis, you talked to him about it, and,
I just said, look, man, we got this session tomorrow. It was like right last minute. And I said, hey, we've got this session tomorrow down in Long Beach. We need somebody to come and drum on it. Do you have any interest in that? He was like, sure, I'll do it. And, it's like, hey, man, look.
No, I was just going to say, it's a pretty common story. It happens to me all the time. I run into rock stars at Starbucks, and the next thing you know, I'm calling them up, and they come down and hang out with me. I mean, it's just how we roll, It's just the way we kick it. All right, so keep going with the story.
Honestly, like, that is pretty common for our experience, from my experience. Like, and I think it's just from trying to do right in life and focusing on, like, where you feel like you need to be, which I guess was Starbucks at that moment for Travis. But anyway, go on, Travis.
Yeah, well, 9 times out of 10, Starbucks is where I need to be. But yeah, so I said, hey, look, man, let's, if you come and do this, it'd be awesome. And he was like, yeah, I'll do it. I said, all right, man, well, look, it's just a little session. We don't know what's going on with it. It's nothing specific. We're just going to go in and cut a few songs. It's not really any money or anything, He's like, I don't care about the money. What's the address? Where's the studio? I'm like, all right, cool. This guy's going to be all right, man. And that was a couple of years ago, and we've been together
ever since. Yeah. I mean, when he's not, playing with Petty, he's playing with us. I mean, and I tell you what, he's about the best drummer I've ever worked with, and I worked with some great drummers I had over the years, some really amazing people. But Ferrone has the kind of beat, just you never have to worry about anything. I mean, musicians listening will know that, the job of the rhythm section is to make everything work. I mean, you don't have a good band if you don't have a good rhythm section, And as a guitar player and singer, I mean, like, you can't really play lead guitar right. You can't really sing and do your thing right if you don't have that solid foundation. And he's got it, like, more than anybody I've ever worked with.
It's the linchpin. It's the cornerstone, the keystone of the whole band. As a drummer myself, for sure, I know that. But being out and being the singer too, and the rhythm player and that kind of thing, we've had drummers over the years that were not as solid, and you don't really realize when you're out there how much of your energy, your actual energy on stage is just about worrying about, man, it's just a little bit off. It's just not really just right where it needs to be. But then when that guy comes along, it's like this weight is just lifted and you're free to just do your thing and really connect with the music and the crowd in ways that you didn't realize you were missing when you didn't have that.
Definitely. And one thing, if I can say one thing to, like, young musicians that are out there, if that happens on stage, if it starts going south in one way or another, or maybe it's just in your head and you think it's, not as good as it should be, don't turn on each other on stage. I've seen bands do that. Don't throw anybody under the bus. Just soldier on, try to get it together, and, just do the best you can. 9 times out of 10, the people in the audience don't notice what's going on. They don't notice what you're noticing. So don't start yelling at each other on stage.
They will notice when you start fist fighting the drummer or throwing your guitar at the kick drum.
Everyone else on earth. Yeah, and your mom will see that too, and she won't like that. So.
And now we're in the age of YouTube, so 4 million views later, you're still going to look like a jackass.
Wait a minute, 4 million views? Maybe go ahead and do it. I'm kidding.
Right? All right, so tell me a little bit about basically after when you were in Nashville, you got local shows and this kind of thing. How did you guys actually get out of town and get on tour? Because like I've always said, that's what people are always curious about, because it's hard to scrape together that money to get it out there. Were you guys just touring with the two of you, or did you have the full band together? And how did you guys, get the funds and?
Yeah, we had the full band. Oh, go ahead. You gonna take it?
No, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, we had the full band. We didn't have much money, but I mean, you can go out and do a string of shows and make it work. I mean, you just pay everybody out and put money in the gas tank. I mean, and just it eventually leads to some openers and things like we were talking about, where you're making, more money at the shows, and you're selling the one thing I would say is have merchandise, have CDs, have T-shirts and everything. Because I mean, for years that's the only way I was able to make it on the road and pay the guys and put money in the gas tank is by having product, playing a good show, and we would sell. Especially when we're out with Lucinda or whatever. I mean, we would outsell her sometimes. People, if you're doing a good job, they're going to want your product. So it's not all downloads. I mean, have CDs at your shows, have T-shirts, and that'll help you get on down the line. But if you do enough shows like that, and you get 10 people at first, and you get 15, and the next time you come back, you got 50, and but it leads to these bigger shows, and then all of a sudden you are in front of more people. You're around the headliners, managers and booking agents and people like that, and you start to get seen by, a lot of people in the industry, and that leads to other opportunities, and just to take those, to work on those opportunities. I mean, they don't just, the headliner's manager isn't just going to come up to you and say, "Hey, you're great, we're going to sign you." I mean, 9 times out of 10,
I mean, so I have to say 9 times out of 10, it's not like Lucinda Williams is just going to come up to you and say, "Hey, you should come on tour with us and open up for us for a bunch of shows." I mean, it's not like you're just going to walk into Starbucks and meet Steve Perry and, all this stuff's going to happen. I mean, it just doesn't happen.
My mom would say, you're always in the right place at the right time. And I'd say that's because I'm everywhere all the time. I mean, the 1,000 dates that we did, before that, meeting, before Lucinda came out, or before, being everywhere, playing as many shows as you can, and all the good things I've ever had in my career have come from working and actually playing shows and having the will to go out and do it, but I mean, to me, it's always been a no-brainer. It's what I love to do. It's, I could have joined the Marines. I could still be picking collard greens. I mean, that's, I didn't really have, thank God I have a guitar, and I have an outlet. But I think it's all about just doing the work, going out and doing these shows. I mean,
you have to be out being active, like Kenneth said, being everywhere all the time. No one is as much stuff, as many blessings as we've had being able to do this. No one has ever come to the door and rung the doorbell and said, "Hey, we're just wondering if there's any great music here." You have to be out. You have to be shown, and it's hard to be out. If you're, starting out, it's hard, when you're not starting out, when you've been doing it a while, it's going to be hard for a while. And you just have to, and that's what makes a great band. You just have to go out and do the work and suffer together, and, and it's not all like, it's not all suffering. It's not like it's, I mean, there's a lot of lean times, as they say, but, there's a lot, laughing your butt off, you got, inside jokes, man. It's a blast. Go out and go on tour. And
you're traveling around the country having the best time of your life. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely true.
What's that?
No, I was just going to say you're absolutely 100% right, man. I know for me personally, when I was touring in those lean years, who am I kidding? They were all lean years, but it was just, same thing that everyone does. You're playing a show till 2 a.m, pack up 3 o'clock, you hit the Waffle House 4 o'clock, you crash for a couple hours, then you're driving to the next place. But what makes it all worthwhile is that 45 minutes, that hour and a half on stage for us made it all worthwhile. All of that crap and then not getting paid and the this and the that and the it's hard and the bills and whatever. But for that 45 minutes or an hour, it just made it all worthwhile.
Yeah, nothing else matters, man. And that's what it's all about, man. It's all about, doing that and it's, taking advantage of what opportunities come up through that. Not stepping over other people to get, to the next thing or running over your bandmates or anything like that, but just, Travis is really good at, man, I play guitar and I write all the time, and I'm, basically like, if I didn't do this, I would be out in the swamp or something. I mean, So I have been better at it lately, but he's really good at, if we meet somebody, keeping up with them. And, don't be scared of these people that you meet. I mean, they're just fellow musicians, whether they're successful or not. They're just, people that have been doing it for longer than you have. And they're people you need to know. And if you keep up with them, they're going to ask you to come to a barbecue or come to a session or whatever. And good things, happen from all those, from all those opportunities. So.
And we're gonna pick right up there in just a couple of seconds. We've got a quick commercial break, but we will be right back with the Kenneth Brian Band, talking to the gentlemen themselves. We have awesome stories, so stick around. We'll be back in a couple of minutes on Going to Get Loud.
Hi, this is Tim Dolbear, host of Sound Experience here on Intertalk Radio. And Source Connect by Source Element is the essential tool that we use to link between my studio in Austin, Texas, and the WS radio station in San Diego. Now, with Source Connect, not only can we communicate in real time and with HD audio, but it's synced up and is of a high enough quality that I can use it for real-time ADR work, remote recording, and overdubbing, and it even allows me to remotely control a DAW. Source Connect by Source Element. Affordable, high-quality audio and video connection over the internet for all of your production needs.
You know what's all around you every waking moment of your life? Marketing. You're choking on it. I'm Scott Robertson, and when it comes to strategic PR, branding, and marketing, I've seen it all. And actually, I'm still seeing it because bad marketing never sleeps. Join me each week on May the Best Brand Win, right here on Intertalk Radio, and learn how to make the marketing for your brand unforgettable.
Make this your vinyl night. I'm John J.R. Robinson, and every week, music creation comes alive through stories, experiences, and sounds when vinyl records filled our hearts and minds. My friends and I share our tips and techniques used in creation of iconic tracks for recording artists such as Michael Jackson, Eric Clapton, Quincy Jones, and Steve Winwood, to name a few. Vinyl has emerged hot, and the soul of vinyl defines art and passion which burns deepest at night. Tune in every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on intertalkradio.com.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
This is Going to Get Loud, the working musician's ultimate guide to striking a new path through today's music industry. With your host, Paul Nicholas.
All these words you can't let through, but I won't fall for you. I won't fall at first light. I won't fall in the dead of the night. All these changes you're...
Welcome back to Going to Get Loud on this awesome Tuesday. We're here with the Kenneth Brian Band. That's a cut off the new album With Lions that was just released on Friday, May 19th. And so these guys have been getting quite a bit of traction. Tell us a little bit about what's on the horizon for you guys.
Well, like I said, we just released With Lions on the 19th. I did the Malibu Guitar Festival. The next thing we're doing is Summerfest in Milwaukee. What is that, Travis? July 7th or 6th?
July 6th. Yeah.
July 6th.
July 6th.
And Tom Petty's also playing that night, and so Ferrone's going to be playing with us, and then with Tom, and that's going to be a cool thing. And then after that, we're doing some dates with our good friends Blackberry Smoke from Atlanta. Charlie Starr and the boys, love those guys. We're going out and doing some dates with them. We got a bunch more festivals and And keep your fingers crossed on some more ZZ Top dates, because that's in the works right now. But we're just hitting the road as much as possible. And looks like you see us pretty soon on Jimmy Kimmel as well. So.
Oh, no kidding. What date is that? Or do you guys have that set yet?
I don't have it on me. I don't know what it is. They're working it out right now, but that's definitely happening within the next couple months. So that's going to be really cool. We'll let everybody know about it. The people, all the Kimmel folks have been amazing to us, and we've run into them, and our team, the great team that we have behind us, manager and then record label and PR people and stuff are all, have all been great, and that should be, that's just going to be amazing. I've never done any, big national TV stuff like that, so that's going to be a real honor. And it's a good one too. I love that show, man. He's a funny dude.
Yeah, so, yeah, I sure do too. So that's gonna be awesome, man. I'm gonna definitely have to keep up with you and check out when that is, and let our folks know as well. We were talking during the commercial, when you guys are down in the Southeast, I'll have to come out to a show and interview you guys again. But at that time, there might be so many girls and screaming fans around. I don't even know if I'll be able to get back there to see you guys. So we'll have to.
Well, they'll all be at the merch booth with John Stone, our tour manager, man. They all seem to gather around here and scream. Feel like that. I had to
Fair enough.
Oh man, no, we'd love to see you, man. Next time we're around Atlanta or wherever, we'll hit the Majestic. Something.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, you definitely know the old spots. We all end up at 5 in the morning after
Atlanta,
the Pink Pony. But anyway.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So, you guys have quite a bit coming up, and so again, I always like illustrating for people or hearing your stories about how you guys got from A to B to C. And so when you guys started touring out, now you've got major label support and the whole team behind you. But tell us about how the team came together. And I know that you said in the first segment that Lucinda Williams came to you guys and started helping put some of this together. Tell me about the process, or tell our listeners about the process of how these teams get put together, what you're looking for, and what makes it all gel.
Well, it came together pretty organically. First, like we were talking about, all the hard work in the first years that go into it, and then a lot of what we have going on right now is from Steve Ferrone. Really, is from him connecting us with people because he really believed in what we were doing and believed in the music. That he, introduced us to people that he knew in the business that were working with him and working with him, Petty, and so there's that music again. There it is, EDM.
No, keep going. You're good.
But no, man. He introduced us to our current manager, and when you're looking for a manager, that's another thing. It's hard to find the right guy. I've had a lot of people over the years, and they've been good and they've been not so good, and we have one right now that's amazing. And there's a lot of people out there that claim to be managers and this and that, and the best thing is to, even if you have a manager, to always manage yourself, to be involved in every step. Never take your eye off the ball, and no matter if you have a great team working for you or it's just you and your buddies, just constantly keep your eye on it and be, involved and in control of what's happening with your own music. But
I can hear your manager listening to this show right now going, "Oh, damn."
No, he's all about it, man. He's all about it. But it's all a collaborative effort, man. It's not just one guy making a bunch of stuff happen for you. You have to be there deciding if it's what you want to do and if it's going to work, and so that's how I am anyway. It's important to be able to choose what songs on your album, what the order is, even visually what you want to present, the artwork, all that stuff. But I think just finding the right people to play with first, then doing the shows and attracting some attention people in the industry, and then weeding through the people that are interested, and not just going with like anybody that approaches you for management. We had all kinds of people.
A lot of people do that.
Yeah, and we've, for years it was hard to get any attention, but then all of a sudden, boom, a lot of people wanted in, and it was like, okay, well, we're not going to go with just anybody who's knocking on the door. It's got to be the right, it's got to be the right person. You have to get along with these folks.
And those are, those are hard decisions to make too. Yeah, it's hard definitely. when somebody's showing you interest, and it's somebody who can possibly make some things happen for you. It's hard to look at it and being honest with yourself and say, man, this, it's so tempting, but I really just don't think this is the right fit. Yeah, because you don't. There's no guarantee that anybody's going to be showing any interest tomorrow. But you have to stay true to yourself and stay true to your work. And if it's not the right fit, just like everybody's got a regret.
A relationship, it's like dating somebody. I mean, if it doesn't feel right, then forcing it's not going to make it any better. But
yeah, that's 100% what we said about being in a band when I was on the road and trying to keep everybody. There's like a 4-way marriage. If you think keeping 2 people together is hard, try putting 4 people together with the same kind of passions, the same kind of ups and downs and this and that. But at the end of the day, one thing I always like to tell musicians is that when you're going out on the road and putting together a band, you're building a business like any other business, but there's one massive, massive difference which changes the entire landscape. I own a business. I'm running a software company, technology company, and we're doing our thing, and that's great. But there's a difference when you're in a band, and that's the emotion that comes into it. When you're in a business, it's dollars and cents, what's best for our customers, what's best for, the company and our employees and all this kind of thing, and you can keep emotion relatively out of it. But when you're in a band, it's everybody's emotion that can cloud it. So when that guy comes along and you've been struggling and struggling and struggling, your first inclination is, we'll take it. But you guys are right. That's not necessarily the best way to think. You got to step back, and you got to have people that you rely on, friends, family, other, band members, business associates, whoever, that can objectively step in and say, hey, look, guys, I know you're excited, but you might want to do your due diligence on this one. Check this guy out, look at some references, step back, take a quick breather, do your homework, and if you're still excited, then you move forward after doing your homework.
Definitely, and things to think about for musicians that are just starting or that are in the middle of the road is you want to keep as much of your publishing and your songwriting as possible. You always want to register everything with ASCAP or BMI and people like that. You want to copyright everything. You want to when you sign these deals with people, when you sign a deal with management or record label, don't sign your life away. Because you want to have consistently having, enough money to live and coming in off your music. So just, don't go, we'll take it and sign, 100% of your publishing away and 50% of your songwriting away and things like that. I mean, just, unfortunately, lawyers exist for a reason, and you should, get one. There's plenty of people that, your buddies that go to law school or whatever that used to play bass or whatever, anything, anybody, but definitely.
And actually, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, but I was just going to throw something in, which was that, same thing happened to me. I got a deal in front of me when I was actually 18 or 19, small indie label, nobody ever heard of, and this, that, and the other. And, you get a little bit excited. It's your first record and whatever. But what I'm trying to get across to the kids out there is that, you've always got a buddy who went to law school with this, that, and the other. But I also found that there's many, many services out there and many, many law firms that will do pro bono work. Sure. And for those of you who don't speak Latin, pro bono means free. They will do free work. Yes, law firms do have a certain amount of hours that is essentially charity work. And if you just call up places that specialize in entertainment law and this, that, and the other, you can ask them, hey, can you guys do, 1 hour of pro bono work to review this agreement? Take it from there. If it looks like a good deal, then you can come out of pocket a couple of large ones for, the attorney to really look it over and fight for you. But don't just do it yourself on the legal stuff. There's two things in this world you should pay top notch for: doctors and lawyers. I'm a firm believer in that.
Definitely.
And I would also add a third one, which is accountants, but yeah,
all that stuff pays for itself, and then the less you have to worry about that stuff, the more you can focus on music. You don't want to be, and believe me, I know I've tried to do all this stuff myself because I'm hard-headed over the years. You don't want to be worrying about legal stuff all day long when you have, when you've got a show to do, when you've got, songs to write, when you've got cool radio stuff like this to do. I mean, God willing that you get all that. You don't want all that mess in your head. You want to be focused and clear on what you do. Which brings me to another point. Speaking of, say this.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm just going to say, as far as being clear-headed in all kinds of ways, it took me a long time to figure out that alcohol and drugs don't really have anything to do with playing good music. so there's a tip right there that a lot of the things that the good things that I have going on in my life and we have going on with this band are because of dropping out of that scene and not just. I mean, I've been sober for a while. I'm gonna break my anonymity here or whatever, but for the better part of almost 9 years, and I really wasn't before. And a big turning point for me, not just musically but career-wise, was stop drinking. And some people can drink and some people can't. But if you do, just try to manage it. But it took me a long time because when you're growing up, all your heroes are all messed up, and you start out trying to be like them, and then that's another part of it. I mean, this show is sort of for up and coming people. I mean, focus on the music, not the party, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's the thing. Have fun, but it's not just a big party. It's it's work to do. You have to do it.
Yeah, definitely. So
hey, speaking of being clear-headed, I don't think either one of us were earlier. We just confirmed last night we had another show that when you were asking us about the shows. We just confirmed last night Pappy and Harriet's for June 17th.
One of our favorite places. Yeah, Pioneer Town out there near where they have Coachella out there. Yeah,
the world famous Pappy and Harriet's. Love that place.
And what's your website for the folks out there?
Wait, what was that?
I was just saying, what's your website for the folks out there so they can check out all the dates?
Yeah, KennethBrianBand.com. And definitely go and follow us on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter.
Yeah, the KennethBrianBand.com, and just, anything that we're doing is up there, and you can find out information about, if we're doing shows like this, any radio or TV stuff, and all the dates we're going on the road, and what's happening, and that, and of course Facebook, and just the beautiful world of social media, which is another big part of of what's going on now, and we'll see you on. I remember when I first moved to Nashville, there was this old guy in the library checking his mail, and he said, I need to get on the online, so we'll see you on the online. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's right. Oh, man. Hello? Oh, there we go. Yeah, we lost Paul. He's off rotating around the Earth right now in the satellite.
Yep, sorry, I missed you there for 1 second. We're just wrapping up. We got 40 seconds left. But listen, guys, I really, really want to thank you for being on the show. I'm rooting for you. I can't wait to see you guys on Kimmel. Definitely want to check that out. And I definitely want to check back with you guys when you come by in this and do another show with you guys if you're in town and see how things are going. Congratulations again on the new record with Lions out on just came out on May 19th, so everyone out there, go ahead and download it. Thank you guys so much for being on the show. Love having you, and definitely can't wait to keep in touch with you guys, see how things start rocketing up even more.
Awesome, man. Thanks for having us, and
thanks,
everybody
Paul.
come out and see us on the road, and we just look forward to it. We'll see you in the HEL, Paul.
Yes, sir.
Thanks,
the
Paul.
Kenneth Brian Band. You guys have a good rest of the day. We'll see you next week.
Hi, this is Tim Dolbear from Eclectica Studios. I'm a full-time mixing and recording engineer. I work with Grammy winners, labels, and indie artists, using state-of-the-art digital mixing and restoration tools and the very best in analog gear. Really, though, it's my ability to bring tracks to life and fulfill your vision for your music. This has made me sought after by producers and artists worldwide. So spend your time working on music and not chasing a mix down a rabbit hole. Go to timdolbear.com and check out our free one-song mix offer.
This is Jackie Bertoni from Jackie's Groove. Come join me weekly on my journey through the music business as I take you behind the velvet rope, interviewing industry notables such as Al Di Meola, Michael McDonald, and Al Jarreau, to name but a few. Listen to their stories on being in the studios recording number one hits and onto the stages throughout the globe. Allow me to be your music historian. You can hear me live every Monday at 2 p.m. and every Wednesday at 12 noon Pacific Standard Time or 24/7 on jackiesgroove.com. Ready to get your groove on?
You know what's all around you every waking moment of your life? Marketing. You're choking on it. I'm Scott Robertson, and when it comes to strategic PR, branding, and marketing, I've seen it all. And actually, I'm still seeing it because bad marketing never sleeps. Join me each week on May the Best Brand Win, right here on Intertalk Radio, and learn how to make the marketing for your brand unforgettable.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. Pitbullaudio.com.